Welcome to the France 24 Observers. This show is based on our network of observers. They're ordinary people who tell us what's going on where they are and send in photos and videos to document it. We check everything here in Paris and bring the best to you. We begin today in Iran, the capital Tehran, and its Grand Bazaar. The Grand Bazaar is the heart of Iran's trading class. Its shopkeepers, traders and moneylenders were key supporters of the Islamic Revolution back in 1979. But today they're fed up with the government, with its handling of the economy and its nuclear programs that have attracted the wrath of the West. Sanctions have crippled the country's economy. Iran's currency lost about a third of its value in just 10 days this month, infuriating the traders and making life very hard for ordinary Iranians like our observer, Sheda.
The shopkeepers of the Grand Bazaar decided to shut down their stores and go on strike because they're not making any money. The Iranian currency is extremely volatile. One day it's 20,000 rials to the dollar, the next day it's 30,000. So prices have to change too from one day to the next. There's no economic stability. The police attacked them. They beat some of the protesters and destroyed shop windows. The shopkeepers were forced to go back to work. But the traders at the bazaar aren't the people who were the worst affected. They're among the richest people in Iran. Most Iranians are suffering much more. Lots of people have stopped buying rice. It's too expensive. Bread is cheaper, but bread prices are going up too. $1 used to get you 20 loaves. Now it's just 3. Meat and dairy products have become a luxury, and it's getting hard to find certain medicines. The economic sanctions imposed by the West are becoming unbearable. We're not a self-sufficient country. Our economy's in trouble. Yes, they have to stop Iran's nuclear enrichment program, but not if it means sacrificing its people.
Now to Syria and the fate of Austin Tice, an American journalist who disappeared while covering the conflict. A video showed up online earlier this month showing him in captivity. Bloggers who support the Syrian president, Bashar al-Assad, said Tice was in the hands of jihadist rebels fighting with the Free Syrian Army. That is in line with the government's position that they're foreign-backed terrorists. But our observer Rami, an opposition activist who follows videos posted online, took a close look at this one and he doesn't buy it.
The video shows a foreign journalist who disappeared in Syria. The men with him are wearing clothes you don't see in Arab countries. You see the men pulling him around and mistreating him. The men's outfits are a dead giveaway. They're nothing like what people in Syria wear. They're wearing the kind of tunics you see in Pakistan or Afghanistan. Now, I admit there are some foreign jihadists who come to Syria from other countries, but it's just a few individuals, not entire groups like you see in the video. There aren't very many of them. Generally, they join the ranks of the Free Syrian Army. They take orders from them and dress like them. Also, real jihadi groups usually identify themselves clearly in their videos. They dress up the scene, they add logos, they have an official spokesman narrating while the hostage is at the center of the frame. The video to me is a hoax to make the rebellion look bad. It makes no sense. Since the beginning of the protests, the opposition has been calling for a free press, giving free access to journalists, and journalists in the country legally usually have good relations with the Free Syrian Army because it's the rebels who make sure they get in safely. Foreign journalists tell the truth about what's going on. The authorities don't like that. This video looks to me like a hoax, like it's the work of the regime.
Now for our weekly roundup of stories and images sent in by our observers. First up, the tourist island of Djerba in Tunisia, a little town called Guelala, which is famous for its pottery. But there's a dispute going on over the reopening of a rubbish dump. The locals say it's bad for their health. When they took to the streets to say so, there were violent clashes with the police. The Interior Ministry blamed the protesters, saying they threw stones and petrol bombs that injured dozens of officers. But our observer on the island says they're not telling the whole truth. He was there, and he says the police fired live rounds and he saw one of his friends get wounded in the arm. He's worried, he says, that the police are using the same kind of heavy-handed tactics they used before Tunisia's revolution. Now to Timbuktu, one of the cities in northern Mali that's under the control of Islamist rebels. For more than 6 months now, the group Ansar Dine and its allies have been subjecting the population to their strict interpretation of Sharia law, complete with stonings and amputations. Then, on October 2nd, the group executed one of their own members for murder. Our observer who witnessed the execution believes it was an attempt to show that no one is above God's law. Last stop, China. Like everywhere else in the world, when the kids are out of school, travel is a nightmare. Take a look at this photo taken on the Great Wall at one of the most popular spots near the capital, Beijing. 80,000 visitors in one day. So if you're traveling to China, here's a tip. Check the school holidays. If the kids are out, stay home. That's all for this week. As always, you can find more reports from our observers on our website, on our Facebook and Twitter pages, and on our iPhone app. See you next time, here or online.